guys, how you doing? Been a while since I've been on here. Had a lot going on. I'll give you a little bit more update on that in a little while. Just a lot of issues, things I had to do, things I had to take care of, but get into that later. But first off, I want to apologize if I haven't commented and haven't answered some messages and stuff, and I'll give you into that a little bit later when I give it an update. But I'm going to kind of tell you what I'm up to this weekend. Out here at Woodbridge Park again. I had some other videos out here, but we're having our Wolfe Customs 3rd annual gathering out here, and it's been a while since I've even been into the woods, so this is kind of getting back out here. But I was wanting to show you kind of what we did this weekend and tell you a little bit about it. So I'll try and get some clips throughout the weekend and show you some of the stuff we've done, and hope you enjoyed the time that we're out here. But I know I am. That's something well needed. Maybe if you've never been to one of these gatherings, hopefully this might encourage you a little bit to go try one out. Even if there's not one in your area, if you have to travel, it's kind of cool getting out to one of these and meeting people from all around the country, and meeting people that you might know from Facebook or YouTube but have never met. Kind of cool meeting them. Well, I'm going to fire up breakfast, and I hope you stick around to watch the rest of the video. Travis with Survive Without is about to give us a class on wild edibles. That'll be pretty good. I've learned a lot hiking with him. He's pretty knowledgeable in this area. As you can see, he has quite a few books on the subject. I wished I would have caught yesterday. He gave a pretty good class on friction fire, bow drill, hand drill, and other types of friction fire. I didn't get it caught on film. I wished I would have, but it was a darn good class.
Don't do that yet. I gotta film this. It's going on the. It's going on the interweb. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, if this doesn't work out, I don't want no goofiness here, because I've never tried this before. It's hard to know how much pressure to put in there.
You're getting smoked.
I am?
Yeah. And dust is starting to kick out the front.
You got a lot of smoke.
No, you don't. Acrobaticcoldcatching.com.
Don't fart.
Burning your
Oh my god.
I swear, if he got a... He did get a cold.
You don't want to fart right now.
That's awesome.
You're him. Why do you not want to fart? You know why?
Well done, man. That's awesome.
At one point, you did have too much pressure because you started sliding.
I thought I did.
Yeah.
A lot of the plants that you eat are medicinal. Pretty much any of the plants that are somewhat non-edible are a medicinal plant. There's only a very select few that are actually poisonous, but you do need to be careful. You sure should study at least the poisonous plants in your area first. Learn to identify those. Never put a plant in your mouth unless you're just 100% sure. The best way to learn is to actually take a plant walk with somebody that knows what they're doing and watch them eat it first. That this is used to help get rid of poison ivy.
What is that again?
Virginia creeper.
So that stuff's supposed to help cure poison ivy?
Yeah, like use it as a wash to remove it. And Justin did a video that are really good, and you can see there's a really nice patch right here. It's just a neat plant.
So if they're hanging underneath it, this is the real deal?
Yeah, it's the real deal.
At the belly. And there's several instead of just on the tip.
Yeah, you can see this one actually has some of them
Dots of them all the
going
way.
underneath it there.
Oh, is the rhizome, or is the whole plant edible, or is it just?
I just know the rhizome. That's all I know. That's all I've had.
Let me get a picture of
He's
this.
got little buds on.
I almost had you die for my foot. I seen it.
And you said that was red clover?
Yeah.
And good for teas and what else?
There's a whole bunch of different kinds of clover. Red clover got used as a cover crop by farmers and then tilled back in, and it fixes the nitrogen
Oh, cool.
so that it's good for the soil.
It also attracts deer.
Should be a bowl on purpose.
They're all right. You gotta eat them before that.
Well, that's
You know, if you pick some of those,
A lot. You can do a ton of research on it. It's not.
They use it in a salve called mountain medicine.
Yarrow.
Yeah, they
This is just
Put
the
it in
start
there.
of the umbel. It'll turn really beautiful, bright white, and usually will get about that big.
That's chickweed.
No, that's yarrow. You can feel it. You need to touch it with your hands so you can feel it. It's got a fuzzy-ish, like weird, soft, fuzzy.
yeah.
And if you crush it in your hand and smell it, that's a really good thing to do too, to help you identify. Go ahead and pick one off. There's so much here. And then, if you want to kind of get a little bit of a taste of what it's like, it's one, once you've done all that, smelt it, tasted it, felt it, seen it,
It
you'll
smells
never
like
forget it
mint.
again. It does have almost like an if you smell it.
And you said it's medicinal?
Oh yeah, very,
We can
very
eat
medicinal.
it. We can eat
No,
it.
it's not something you want to eat. It's a medicinal plant.
Now you tell me.
This is medicine.
Well, you chew on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
gotcha.
people chew on it. Some people take it to. It's one of the known things to make a tea out of that will break a fever without raising the fever.
Oh, cool. That's, I want to get.
Nice spot packet.
Mm-hmm.
like sushi, would it have more calories?
That is really pretty good.
It's
different.
possible.
A little trade blanket action going on there. But about the end of it, had some good stuff out there. The guys were trading each other and swapping their gear, and guys trading, find stuff they want, trade extra gear they had.
You ain't got it and it's still burning.
No, I still haven't even found that focal
No.
point yet.
That thing is just like instant. 1/2 an overhead projector.
Yep.
Yep, that's
Each
what you
overhead
said.
projector will give you 2.
And there it is. There's swing.
Wow, that's fast.
And they weigh like 1.5 ounces. I mean, they weigh next to nothing. If you have a large size pack, you can slide one right back here.
I've never heard of that.
He's running
Yeah, it's down his leg. I think it's Wildwood Cellars.
I don't like that wine that has, when you read the back of them, it'll have peppers. And usually in the red.
Wow.
I don't know whatever else it has in it.
Alright guys, so today's class is going to be about something that I think affects us all. We're obviously out in nature quite a bit. There's a couple of things that you've probably seen in the news as of late. Zika virus, Lyme disease. Lyme disease is exploding. Lyme disease has been around for a long time. They've been able to identify it in frozen tissue as far back as 5,000. Obviously, stay away from mosquitoes. But there's natural ways to do that. The CDC tries to tell you that, this chemical will work and this chemical will work, which is true. It will work. Unfortunately, a lot of the chemicals that they're starting to find that will work for some of these ticks and parasites and stuff like that are also very taxing on the immune system. And so you actually create a susceptibility by exposing yourself to some of these chemicals. And, for instance, we're out here camping, we have the sprays, and we've got all this stuff for our gear. If you look at some of the warning signs, and you look at some of what they've got on these chemicals, and you have exposure to that, your immune system can be compromised. And we have to protect ourselves, but the best way to do that is to make sure our immune function is optimal. Of course, the best way to do that is try to avoid the chemicals and the lifestyle, I guess, that compromises that immune function. And obviously, one of the cool things that I really enjoy, especially about being out like this is actually one of the best things you can do for your immune function. Exposure to sun, I know that's kind of rare over the last couple of days. But dirt time, being out in the trees, things like that. So our immune function, we can address that in a few different ways, and I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. I want to touch on Lyme disease because we're all exposed to ticks all the time, right? Well, Lyme disease is a bacteria. Once again, it's a very old one. But what makes this one so deadly, and the reason it's such a problem, and I shouldn't say deadly, I should say violent, is the fact that it doesn't really represent bacteria like what we would all know bacteria to be. Bacteria, when we see bacteria, we see these little Twinkie-shaped little things floating around in the world, right? Well, the bacteria that's being spread by ticks, known as Lyme disease, is actually corkscrew-shaped. It's corkscrew-shaped. It can hide in tissue, deep and shallow, but it can also hide in biofilms. Now, once again, I don't want to get entirely technical here, but what these things have done is they've figured out a way to trick the immune system. When you take an antibiotic, you're destroying a good portion of that immunity. So now you're playing a game. If we listen to ourselves, we listen to our bodies, we're feeling sick, we're a little run down, I'm sleepy, I don't know why, I'm a little lightheaded, don't know why. Pay attention to those and you can address them rapidly without going to the doctor. You can address them rapidly with things that you probably have in your own home. Or, like today, went on a nature walk, and we were able to identify this, right? Who remembers what that is?
Garlic.
Garlic. Garlic is an interesting herb. We share some of our DNA with this plant. Now, you could cook it, and its medicinal purposes, properties, whatever, they go away. You have a very, very thin window when you're messing around with garlic. Now, the bigger types of garlic, your big bulbs, stuff like that, natural, you want it to be green inside. What you're looking for here inside of this is something called allicin. Allicin does an amazing thing in the body. It eradicates things like pathogens. It will eradicate fungus. It will kill bacteria. It'll kill viruses. Oddly enough, it also feeds beneficial bacteria in your intestines. So when you're walking around in nature and you see one of these, feel free to chew on it. You're doing yourself a big favor. What form of government are we supposed to have?
The Democratic Republic.
Peace, right on. Great answer.
Yeah.
Great answer. Sorry, did somebody answer?
Democratic Republic.
Democracy?
Yeah.
All right.
It's a republic.
Most common answer in America today.
Article
Can we say
4.
Pledge of Allegiance? All right. Do you know it now?
It's a republic.
Republic.
See,
It's a
see if you can say it.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands,
To the republic.
To the republic.
The Republic. He's in a college level course right now. And what are they teaching you? The big part in regard to that.
Yeah, the word democracy.
The word democracy. Does anybody know the difference between a democracy and a republic?
the president openly says that almost every time he's
Yes,
on
he
the
does.
podium.
Yeah.
He says we are a democracy.
Indoctrination, folks. Sorry,
The
go ahead.
republic, we elect officials to make to
Democracy, we would elect every official and you would vote on everything. In a republic, you vote on officials who make all the rules.
Close.
Well, democracy, that goes to groupthink.
Groupthink, okay.
Because if it's a bad decision and the majority wants it, that's what happens. There's supposed to be fail-safe.
If the party goes, so goes the party.
Right. All right, that's very close. I'll simplify this so sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, in a representative, they go and represent what the people are saying. In a democracy, they go and do their thing, and then you align with what they have done.
Right. In a democracy, you elect leaders to make decisions for you. In a republic, you elect people to go exercise your power on your behalf. Okay.
Making money that gets me by, thinking God I'm still alive. So looking out and helping me. Looking back and missing my home, thinking about what I did. I should have been locked up, being a bad kid, but I didn't see the same thing my mama saw in me. She knew things would work out, God protected me. And sometimes I wonder what if my mama might be wrong. Is it too late when I call her and she picks up the phone? Singing an old man's song, trying to keep moving along, living life one day at a time, making money that gets me by, thinking God I'm still alive, for looking out and helping me. Just a young boy singing an old man's song, trying to keep moving along, living life one day at a time, making money that gets me by, thinking God I'm still alive.